To honor her late boyfriend's final wish, a girl climbed a 3,000-meter-high broadcast tower to scatter his ashes. But just as she and her friend were getting ready to descend, the ladder beneath them began to shake violently. Luckily, she was secured by a safety rope. Her friend above gripped the rope tightly, quickly wrapping it around a steel beam and pulling with all her strength. The girl slowly regained her balance. But then, just as she was almost stable, her friend's foot slipped, causing her to fall again. Having already experienced one fall, they managed to recover quickly this time. Her friend readjusted her stance, and the girl was now just one step away from the safety of the tower's top. Clinging tightly to a steel bar on the ladder, she summoned all her strength and finally made it to the top of the signal tower. They were so excited that they burst into tears. They had stared death in the face and lived. But as relief set in, a harsh reality hit. The ladder was gone, and they were stranded 3,000 meters above the ground. To make things worse, during the fall, their backpack, with all their food and water, had landed on a satellite dish. With no other options, Becky tried calling for help. But at this height, there was no cell signal. If they couldn't contact anyone, they'd be doomed to die of thirst or starvation. That's when her friend had an idea. They typed out a desperate message for help, hit send, and then carefully tied the phone to the safety rope, slowly lowering it down. If it reached an area with signal, they'd hear the message sent sound. But the rope wasn't long enough. No sound. To lower it even further, her friend climbed onto the remaining piece of ladder, one hand gripping the ladder, the other holding the rope, trying to stretch the phone as far down as possible. Still, no success. Exhausted, she gave up. Then Becky had a wild idea. Throw the phone down. If it hit the ground without breaking, maybe the message would go through. They stuffed the phone into a sneaker for padding. To make it safer, her friend even took off her bra and packed it around the phone for extra cushioning. Once everything was secured, them tossed it from the tower. Later, as her friend absent-mindedly scanned the area below with binoculars, she spotted someone moving near the base of the tower. Excited, the girls screamed for help, but their voices didn't carry far enough. The man never turned around. Only a dog noticed the shattered phone lying nearby. As the man began to walk away, Becky quickly took off one of her shoes and threw it down as a signal. But the man, seeing a shoe, looked around, saw no one, and casually tossed it aside. Becky reached for a flare gun, but just as she was about to fire, her friend stopped her. It was still broad daylight, and the man's back was turned. This might be their last chance. They had to wait. When night fell, Becky seized the moment and fired the flare into the sky. Caught the men's attention. Her friend then used a flashlight, waving it back and forth to signal for help. Through an 8x scope, the men finally spotted them at the top of the tower. Just when the girls thought they were finally saved, the two men simply got back into their car and drove away. Now completely stranded with no food, no water, and no clear hope of rescue, Becky and her friend were left clinging to life high above the earth. Would they survive this nightmare?